So, hello everyone. This is the next episode of the Expert Talk, and today I'm very excited because I am, and of course you, we are together traveling to Mexico.
Yeah.
So yeah, you heard already the first yes. So this is Maria. Her full name is Maria Estela Morales Reyes. I hope I pronounced it more or less correctly, Maria. Yeah.
Perfectly. Thank you very much. And I'm very grateful to be here with you. And
I'm very
with
grateful
the
to have you. Yeah, it's very nice. Thank you so much. So, and Maria, you are located in Coahuila? I don't know.
Coahuila is a very difficult name. It's in the north of Mexico. It's a very big state, and we have a frontier with the United States.
Nice, very nice. So now I know where I am, and now I would like to know with whom I am. So this is more important. So, Maria, let me just introduce you quickly. So, if I'm right, you have more than 10 years of experience in communication, human development, emotional communication, and also inclusion. You have a strong passion for empowering vulnerable groups and communities. As a remote specialist, you create transformative learning experiences that blend psychology, creativity, and social impact. Furthermore, you served as the director of Center of Visual and Performing Arts at an international high-level school. And I guess you created something like, what was it? A program in the theater, a body expression, emotional communication, and Mexican sing language. So it was a very unique combination to bridge education, art history, and human development. Very exciting. Finally, I also discovered that you are already helping young professionals, so which means also entrepreneurs at an early stage, also of founding maybe. And you're also offering practical and honest feedback by stepping into the perspective of your potential clients or investors. So this is very interesting. So Maria, I'm very happy to introduce you today at the podcast show. And yeah, please let me know if everything was correct or maybe if I missed something.
It was very nice to hear more than 10 years because I'm a little older, but that was nice. It's more and more and more than 10 years. 20
You're
or
right.
30, but let's keep it in 10.
This is true. So sorry for this, but I mean, your
No, no, no.
expertise,
You made me a 30-year woman or something. I'm 50 something.
welcome to the generation of the millenniums. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Okay. So I was very interested in talking to people because recently I don't want to focus on only one topic, but there is one topic which is very interesting for me because recently I was on an event in my town Leipzig. So this is East Germany, and this was only about inclusion. It was a very, very huge conference, and it is, of course, I guess you will agree, it's a very sensitive topic at all, right?
Yeah, it is. And I love to hear that because more and more we have, even by law, the need to include all kinds of diversity groups in our business, communities, and educational fields. The thing is, sometimes we don't know how to do that. And it's perfectly fine that we don't know because there's many, many types of vulnerabilities or conditions that we don't have to know. And I love to approach that since that very honesty and clear way of let's ask to those kind of groups or to one expert how to do that. It's very easy when you go from that humble sense of let me see how it works, what we can we do and how, because it's different from one group to the other. And what I love of millennials, centennials, and so on is they have this openness to know, to learn, and to create many things out of the box. Like for my generation and previous one, it was like, oh, it has to do this and that, mostly from the charity part. And that's not what any community needs. But right now, I think entrepreneurs and startups can be the ones who create this new community where inclusion is not even a name or a word that we have to. Right now, we need to, but I hope that there will be a time when it is part of our life. Yeah, that once was like women had to be, there's no a topic right now. It's a fact. So I hope in time, thanks to the new generations, we will get to that.
Thank you so much. I very much appreciate what you said about the millennials, that we, in the state of mind of asking, right? We are still curious. We are still trying to understand, what's going on. And, as you might know, we at Sales Pro for You, so we are about recruiting, right? So we help people to find jobs, to grow. But on the other hand, we also help coaches to get connected with young experts who also need help, right? So coaching and making people ready for their next job, for their next milestone in the career is also very important for us, besides all this recruiting. And I was asking, my team and myself, how about such vulnerable groups, right? I mean, of course, talking about young experts with, only a few years of experience or just coming, from the university and entering the job market, how to help them. But people with a disability is like a so sensitive topic also in Germany. I mean, I also learned, maybe you can share what is in your country, but I learned at a conference that only 1% of the people with a disability are born with the disability. More of them are getting the disability, disability because of an accident, when you get older, or just, like, I don't know, by health, I don't know how is it, and what is your opinion about this?
I love that you bring this up, because sometimes we think we are not that kind of people, but I don't have that problem. I will help poor people. You don't know. The percentage of families who are going to have at least one disabled people in the family is almost a fact. For the aging, maybe, or for an accident, or maybe for a while because of an accident. So then you realize you don't have accessibility, for instance, and then you get angry, and then you understand how we are not prepared for these conditions. But also in terms of, let's put some really easy example. We don't know how to name them. Disabled, special group, special needs, and I get it. People are scared to name it improperly, and then they may feel bad. It's all about asking. I usually, because I work with them since I was, I don't know, 14 years old, many years ago, I just ask, do you prefer me to tell you this or that? Okay, so the same as I just asked Victoria, do you prefer Vic or Victoria? Do you prefer low vision or blind person? And I prefer that. Okay, so I will call you that. It's very easy, but you need to create a link. What I discovered, because of many, many blessings in my life, that I can create this link and make it easy for them to go and flow between each other. Sometimes we just need to see one person, how they approach to one group or person, and they will just like go some steps back, and they can do it. It's very easy. But if we don't have some grounding, it's like, oh my God, I may hurt them, I may say the wrong thing. And with young people, it's very difficult that they do, but it's very vulnerable for us too. It's a very vulnerable position for both the vulnerable group and us as entrepreneurs or whatever. Like, oh my God, I'm going to get into this vulnerable situation. I don't know what to do. I'm not an expert. Nobody is an expert. So let's try each other, and for sure something beautiful is going to come up. I'm sure, because I have done that for many years, and I truly believe that when it comes to this responsible and equity heart, not charity, again, I will like, it's not, oh, poor of you, let me do something and then I go back. That comes from fear, like the fear, oh my God, I don't want to be you, so let me or I have to do this percentage for law, so I will give some toys to that kids and let's put it some photos and let's forget it. Okay, that don't help anybody. I'm sorry for telling that way.
Great.
Only in an emergency, of course, you have to go fast and deliver water or food or whatever. But we need to really get curious and ask, what do they really need and how how can I do of service and at the same time learn, and all of my people, maybe my 10-person company or my 4 or 5, whatever, get creative and learn. There's a beautiful phrase of the Dalai Lama who said, be self-centered, intelligent people, because it's by neurological studies, it's been confirmed that that creates an amount of happiness for us. So it's not about doing the right thing to the community, but also feeling nourished and well. The well-being that comes from this kind of work is amazing. So let's do it right. Let's train, let's learn, let's get help. And we learn all the time in the way. I'm not an expert. I continue learning all the time, because sometimes you need to align again. It's an amazing place to be, because you are also vulnerable. I insist. It's not like,
But
we and them.
I was just feeling, when I was at the conference about, people, about inclusion, about this huge topic, I just felt like it's not that far away as I thought it'd be, because I could have an accident, you could have an accident, or you get old and then you have a disability, or you belong then, to a group to a vulnerable group. So this could be also the case. So it's not that far what we think, right? So, and that's why I appreciate
Exactly.
you are one of the experts who are helping companies to integrate people from vulnerable groups. So maybe you can explain a bit further,
Yeah,
Maria.
I don't know if you have ever lost your voice because you are sick or something. The frustration of not being able to communicate with your voice.
Yes, I know what you mean. I know this feeling. Yes, of course, when you have a very hard cold, for example, and you cannot talk, right?
Yeah. It's from, I don't hear your answer. I was putting an example. It's a very easy one that I think we all have lived, of losing the voice, and then.
Yes, maybe we can just continue. So you were your example was, maybe you can just say it again.
Yeah, yes. When I talk about this, I immediately start to sign Mexican sign. I'm sorry for all of the other sign languages. I only speak Mexican sign, but it's very frustrating. Or you have an ear infection and you don't hear even 10% less or 50% less, and then you get like, this is how it feels. And there's people who live the entire life without an amount of percentage of audition. So yes, it's not far, but also this perception of, let's be nice and include, it's not about that. It's part of our community. Again, it's like if we were saying still, like, let's include woman. What? We're here. It's not. Yeah. If we say it right now, it's like, what are you telling? Same thing. It's an enormous percent of the population, at least here in Mexico. So still wondering, should I? It's not. They are here. They part of us, as old people are, as little children are. So we just need to find a common ground. Sometimes is accommodation. Sometimes is I'm sure you heard about these words in like accommodation or accessibility or many things, and it's beautiful to learn, because you realize that you also have been making accommodation for you and you didn't know, or for some people in your family.
Thank you so much, Maria. Maybe you can also speak about your expertise in being a coach for young entrepreneurs, just to shift the topic a bit further, which is maybe also a very vulnerable group, young entrepreneurs.
Yeah. I love working with young people, and I think I don't stop being super excited about this because I work with them. Um, what I realized that they have a huge, open, wide possibility of creating different ways to link the work of one organization to the other, and to like I love the challenge, like even create 3 or 4 links between an organization, a racing team, with a company and a school. I love that. And a concert. I have done things like that, but because of these people, like let's do a concert with deaf children, but also that, and we just do that. And what young people need, from my view, is more or less than my generation, like adult or even adultos mayores, like more than adults, like old people. Is less. It's just like little guidelines, and they get it. Sometimes it is very useful because they need an outside view, as all of we need. I have realized that, and even sometimes myself in my organization, we need an outside view because it's very clarifying how they can see. Oh, this is what is like a little um, missing point here or there, especially when it comes to communication. I love to coach or mentoring because I can see from the outside, oh, you forget this and that, or you are missing the focal points, and startups, because they are startups, usually they are starting with a very new idea of solving some problem that we haven't even realized we have. So for them also create, okay, let's do something out of the box to create something for this group and this and that. But we all be winning and winning. But winning, I'm saying even money, like profit for all of us, and it's perfect. It's not. It's not like divided. I should not get. No, you can. And you should, because it creates more and more um, wellness to the entire community. Yeah, I love it.
This is
But it
very
depends
nice.
of each group. And also, what I realize is, when they realize that they have this power and they can link with any or some group, oh, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Maria.
I don't know if I answered correctly.
Yes, you did. All is good. All is good. Don't worry. There is no right and no wrong. All is fine. Don't worry at all. Um, what I really like was again the human approach or the community approach you just mentioned. That you connect, different industries, different people, different groups of people. I mean, this is maybe people who speaks different languages, who come from different countries. So this is very appreciated. Yeah, because your approach is so global, right? In many terms. Yeah, this is very nice.
I think that's, for me, something that is I like is printed in myself since I was very little, thanks to my family and my formation and everything. Because this illusion that we are separated is really an illusion. We are not. Like we create these boundaries of maybe physical boundaries or groups, like I belong to this group, you belong to the disabled or the vulnerable group, I belong to this age, and to the all of these things that maybe help us to organize, but sometimes it comes with also, and I again go to this fearless place. Oh my God, I don't want to go a little step farther because I'm afraid. I don't know what to do. And it's very nice to recognize it. It's very human. Like we have fear, like, oh my God, this is my comfort zone. I don't know how to be with you because you're younger, or because you have a wheelchair, or because I don't know, or because I didn't prepare myself to go to a charity event, and then you are knocking my window in the car, and that freaked me out. I don't know what to do. It's not part of my script. So making workshops when we can approach that in in a safe environment where you can feel, okay, because of course, we are all the time feeling at the same time what is happening with me with all this. It's not just, oh, I do the good thing for you or this group. It's what does that make me feel? Where are my vulnerabilities or my disabilities? Maybe mine are not visual, apparent like yours, but today I feel this and that. And then maybe have a space, a safe space to share that. It's beautiful. And of course, from my point of view, if we are not thinking of creating a better community, community means like a big family. You are part of my family. Maybe you are not my best sister or brother, as an example, but we are together. We are here. And this illusion that I'm making this for my community, my group, and I just I have to focus on growing in this group or earning in this group is super, for me, it will not lead you to a very rich point in any point, not only emotional or social, but economic. Like, okay, you can be very successful, but it's going to be like a top point, like you're going to go farther. And in order to be farther, you have to think in being co-responsible, in leaving the charity or approach and really think on of okay, what are the needs? How can I grow with this group, whatever group you choose as the one you want to lead with? How can we both grow, earn, and do it with a lot of respect? That's very important. Maybe you are in need, but you are as equal as human as myself and valuable as myself. And eventually you will achieve what you need. You are not being vulnerable forever or needed forever. And of course, I will not be the helper forever. That's a very sensitive thing about the helper. The name is el rescatador, the rescuee syndrome.
Rescuer. Yeah.
Yeah, because every time you need the other to be in need. And that's not a good place. But it's okay to recognize, oh, I have some of that today. Yes, it's okay. Okay, I will move. That's why I say it's always moving and growing. It's not like a perfect state. I arrived here. No, you are on the way. And sometimes you're going to feel that you are really rescuing. And it's okay. Okay, I touched some ground of rescue, but it's okay. I realize I'm going to do this.
So I was just thinking while you were talking that how amazing this was in terms of motivating and also in terms of no borders at all, right? I mean, this is like there are no borders, you know, we should connect with each other. We should think above. So I was just thinking, maybe you can do me one special favor. I never ask an expert to do it, but since you can speak in sign language, I cannot, right? You can speak with your fingers in sign language. I'm not. Maybe I guess is there a sign language for Mexican, like a sign language?
Every country and every culture has its own language, as
Really?
any other language. Yeah, and the answer is very simple. Is if the deaf community ask us, why don't you speak the same language? Choose one. The entire world. What? Like
I never knew this before. This is new to me. I'm very surprised.
Yeah, and it's very beautiful that you ask, because as far as everybody thinks it's universal, but it's a language, so it's nourished by its culture. And Mexican Sign Language is different in the north where I live than in the south, because we are more close to the United States.
But can you also speak sign language in English?
Only 3 or 4 words, because we adopt some of them because we are very near to the United States.
Okay, anyway, I'm still very interested in sign language. So I will ask you for a favor, Maria, a special favor. In general, what I do always at the end of the podcast, I ask the expert for a kind of a quote. You know, something like what is motivating you. You know, something what is pushing you in the morning. You know, like when you wake up and the sky is gray. You know, something which makes you running. And
So may I do it inside?
Yeah, but it's inside. Yeah, this would be nice. So we can translate it, of course. You know, you can just tell me afterwards what it is. I don't know how to do it.
I think I prefer to do it first in sign language because it's not a signing. I will explain later. I will try to do the signing first, and then I will translate because it's not like putting a tape on each word. It's a tridimensional, or I will explain it.
Oh,
So let me think how to say that, and let me put so you can see. Okay. Okay, I think I'm ready.
Very beautiful. I have no clue, but this was nice.
I didn't do that.
No, I did it, but I did it for you. You know, I did it for you.
Oh, thank you. And it's beautiful because it has like thank you is because I can support myself in you, like supporting.
Okay.
Thank you. This is like support, and I use in fact I use help. I said if it's proper sign language, it cannot be translated word by word because it's with my movement I create the time and the many things, the timing. So I said in everything, I don't do it very open but in everything, this is the totality, in everything you do, love and serve. It's very difficult to do it in sign language because you have to say which one, but it's a quote.
But it was in everything you do. Yeah.
To love. In everything you do, I will add like do or work.
Yeah.
To love and to help. It will be to serve the quote to love and to serve, but in this case it will be to help. And this is me, or maybe this, because it will everybody help everybody. This is me helping you, or help each other. And I add something. It's a word that I love. That is this has no. It's like with emotion, excitement. Like it's like my heart is like dancing. Yeah. Mexican Sign Language has a lot of touching with the body because we are Mexicans and we are a lot of feelings. In American Sign Language, they almost don't touch the body, but we do. So I try to say it in everything you do, to love and to serve.
I have to say thank you so much, Maria. It was a pleasure talking to you. It was very nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You can take de nada. Like, welcome, welcome.
It was a pleasure talking to you. And yeah, I hope you had also a very nice session with me today and everything was fine. I was very enjoying it. And I very hope, you know, that we continue talking maybe later on, you know. And
it will be
I wish you all the best.
Thank you. And I just want to add that don't think this is difficult. It's not at all. You will see that. I'm thinking on entrepreneurs or startups. I cannot include because I will not. It's easier when you start with this humble and open heart. Yeah, it's super easy.
Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you. Bye-bye.